Hey everyone, I'm back and today we're going to be talking about The Godfather Part 3. And this movie is directed by Francis Ford Coppola and it came out in 1990 and I did not like this movie very much. I thought it was pretty bad, it was pretty boring, and it offered me literally nothing. It was just so irritating that I just got nothing out of it, and it is so long. And the biggest reason why I didn't really care about this one that much is because nothing about it was justified in terms of it existing. It just existed to make money. It was just a cash grab, and there was nothing to it. There were some good performances in it. I liked Al Pacino quite a bit in this movie. He is a little over the top at points when he yells. I thought it was a little goofy when he yelled. But for the most part, he's pretty good. Diane Keaton, she's really good in the movie, and pretty much anyone who was in the previous movies that come back in this movie, they're good for the most part. Unlike a lot of bad movies that I watch, this one at least looked nice. It was well shot throughout, and that's about all of my positives. Really, the biggest problem with this movie is the script. Everything is just really weird and stupid and underdeveloped or just really uninteresting. And the story of this movie is that Michael Corleone feels bad for the things that he's done. He's trying to make this guy Vincent, who is his nephew, and he's going to be the new Godfather. And that's pretty much what's going on in the movie, and other things happen, I guess. And unlike the first two movies, it doesn't really feel as though its runtime is earned and nothing is really interesting, and the villain of the movie is just really boring and uninteresting. And I had a really hard time keeping track as to what is supposed to be happening because it was just so boring that I could barely pay attention to it. And there are some good scenes in it at the very least, but they're not worth it. The best scene in the movie for me was when Michael and Kay were like reconnecting a little bit. That was the best scene in the movie for me. And you have to wait 2 hours to get to that point. So I wouldn't recommend this movie if you just want to see that scene. You can probably find it on YouTube somewhere. And the violence in this movie is really goofy and ridiculous, and the kills are really absurd. And there is a hit scene where, like, a whole bunch of people die, but it's from a guy in a helicopter just shooting these guys dead, and it's just so ridiculous and stupid. I also kind of wanted to talk about the look of the movie. It doesn't really have the look of the Godfather movies, because in the first two movies, they had like this dark contrasty look to them, and the studio hated it and thought the movie was like totally unreleasable, but it ended up making the film iconic with its look. And in this movie they don't really have that anymore, which is kind of disappointing. I didn't like the music in this movie. They had like the Godfather theme, but they added like choir to it and a whole bunch of other stuff to it, and it just didn't sound very good to me. It was pretty distracting, and they used that theme like 20 times in the movie and it got pretty annoying after a while. I haven't even talked about Sofia Coppola in this movie. I thought she was really, really bad in this movie. I did not believe a word she said. And that's all I'm going to say about her. Without spoiling anything, I thought the last 15 minutes of this movie was really unintentionally funny. It was really bad and really unsatisfying and just really goofy. When I think of scenes in this movie that I like, there are so few that I would say are good overall, because most of what's going on in this movie is just really stupid, and the dialogue in this movie, it's fine. It's not cliched. It's just very surface level and nothing to it, and it's not like memorable or anything except for like the parts that are just so stupid. And there are some really cheesy lines in this movie. And the reason I say that is because when I think of the first movie, I can think of all these great scenes that I would happily revisit. And in the second movie, there are plenty of scenes that I like, but as a whole, it's kind of difficult for me to want to revisit because it's just so long, and the parts that I loved are just the Robert De Niro flashback scenes. And that the second one is the one I would say maybe I would rewatch it. The third one I would definitely never see again because it doesn't earn my interest. There's nothing interesting happening, and there's nothing interesting going on with the characters, and the acting isn't all that great, except for the people who come back from the first two movies. I thought they were good, and there is some effort put into it, which I appreciate, but in the end, I just can't recommend this movie to anyone. And if you never see this movie, you've missed nothing except for a couple unintentionally funny parts. And with all that being said, I'm going to give The Godfather Part 3 a 3 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Godfather Part 3, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Rob Zombie's Halloween, because I'm in the mood for a horror movie, because I just watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new one. So I decided to check out this movie because I've never seen it before. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.